This story is called, Buy My Drinks, You Racist. This story is by FunkyFunky. I just finished up helping my wonderful Jima with her groceries as I do every week, and as thanks she gave me £5. It isn't much, but a fiver's a fiver, and I normally help her in exchange for a cinnamon bun off the bakery, so I was in a pretty great mood. On my way back home I decided I'd use some of the money she gave me to grab a drink from a nearby cafe. This, my friends, is where the story begins. The cast: New Mexico, niece mother. NK, niece kid. EM, entitled mother. Me. I'm casually eavesdropping on the conversation happening in front of me and hear the frantic-looking New Mexico apologizing to NK that she didn't have the money to get him a large drink. New Mexico and NK happen to be black. NK was wearing a football, soccer, club uniform and New Mexico was carrying what looked like a kit bag. So I assume this kid wanted a large drink because he'd just come out of practice and was tired or something. I was in a good mood from getting money I wouldn't normally have, so I got New Mexico's attention and offered to cover the cost of NK's drink. New Mexico was very grateful and polite. NK was really happy and thanked me for the drink. I ordered my smoothie. Good deed done. Interaction over. Or so I thought. That's when I heard EM behind me. EM, that was awfully nice of you. Me, it was nothing, really. EM, are you going to pay for my son's drink as well? I figure she isn't serious, so I laugh it off and grab my smoothie. I start walking away. Big mistake. EM, well, are you? Me, excuse me? EM, are you going to pay for my son's drink? Me, no, why would I pay for your kid's drink? Because you paid for the boy in front of you. Me, what's your point? They didn't have the money to pay. EM, you can't be nice to one person then not be nice to another. Me, that's exactly what I can do. As I open the door, I hear the most horrifying thing I've ever had screamed at me in public. Let me use this dramatic pause to point out that I am very white. I'd probably get a sunburn in the middle of winter. EM, under all the fake tan that makes her look like a sumo on legs, is also white. This is pertinent information because... EM, get back here, you racist. Yep. Racist. It was at this point I realized, this bitch is dumb as bricks. I saw New Mexico try to confront EM as I left. I feel bad for leaving New Mexico to deal with EM, but no, I may not be able to show my face in that cafe again, so I wanted out as quickly as possible. The moral of the story? Don't be generous. Ever. Or get called racist by a traffic cone with a fake Gucci handbag. This story is called, EM Feels Cheated Out of Her Inheritance. This story is by ButtDaddy420. Little backstory: I came from a highly dysfunctional family and tried to spend as much time away from them as possible. In 3rd grade, 9-10, I met a set of twins that would become lifelong friends, and their family a second to my own. At the head of their family was their grandfather. He was an extremely rough around the edges, no bull giving or taken, my way or the highway kinda guy, and the fact he was half Mexican and half Mescalero Apache didn't help. One of us boys at the house was scared to death of him and no one wanted to go out of town with him to work. When I was 21, I ended up helping him on a job outside of Fort Worth, and during this time we bonded. I called him Pop and he called me son. A couple of months after we started the Fort Worth job, Pop received a call that his aunt had passed away. We stayed up having a few drinks, and he told me stories about her till the rooster crowed. He described her to me in the same manner that us boys would describe them to others. Now this woman would drink a fifth of bourbon and smoke 5 cigars every day till the day she died, but she made it to nearly 100 before she croaked. During the last 20 or so years of her life, the majority of her family had absolutely nothing to do with her, with the exception of one grandson. She had also amassed a nice little spread outside of Waco, having a 100-plus acre ranch, a large farmhouse and a 7-figure bank account. Pop decided that we should attend the funeral. A few days later, we found ourselves in a small funeral parlor in the crap-tastic town of Waco. The funeral was going as all funerals go, with some people sobbing, others binge drinking, and most of the kids looking bored AF. As Pop and I are sitting quietly, minding our own, we hear this increasingly louder conversation behind us enter the cast. Grandson's mom EF1, 2 and 3 entitled family, most likely the other daughter's GG the good grandson. EF1 really? Everything? What do you mean, everything? That's what the lawyer said. EF2 she can't do this to us. Can she? EF3 there has got to be something that we can do about this. It's his fault she died. If he hadn't have provided her with whiskey and cigars all those years, she would still be alive. Don't worry. He's my son and will do whatever I say. We'll sell everything and split it evenly between just the 4 of us. It was at this point Pops caught on to what was being discussed, as I'm sure everyone else around had, and he, being a man not to hold his tongue, lost it. It went something like this: y'all need to shut y'all's asses. He loved to say that this woman lived to be nearly 100 years old, and you're going to try and say he killed her. Over what? Money? If you cared so much about her, where were y'all the last 20 years of her life? He didn't do it for the money, he did it because it was his grandma and it was the right thing to do. Before and Ifs could regain their composure, Gigi came up, looked his mom in the eye and said, "Goodbye, Mom. This is the last time any of y'all will see me again," and simply walked out the door. The last I heard about any of it, Gigi was enjoying his life out on the ranch and refused to have any contact with his immediate family. I spent about another 6 months traveling with Pops, working construction and learning masonry. He passed about 7-8 years back. I miss that man. Even if no one reads this, it felt really nice to talk about Pop. This story is called EM Thinks I'm Threatening Her and Eek Demands Me to Give My Black Belt to Her Perfect Angel. This story is by DeckersIGrill. Background info: I'm currently a 2nd-degree black belt in Taekwondo. My parents own a restaurant near my karate place, so I like to help my mom out in the restaurant after I finish my lesson, and I usually get a free meal. Smile. Now, I'm not going to waste your time telling you me, EM, and Ekas, but here are the roles you might not know. M. Mom. KZ. Waitress. Okay, let's start. So, it was a Tuesday at 6:30, so I go to the restaurant now with my grandma. I got there, greeted everybody, and asked my dad for a meal. Then, I went out to take customers to tables and I asked whether they needed something or not. Enter EM. Me: hello, do you need anything? EM: actually yes. I want to ask why you are messing around in this restaurant. Now, this restaurant's uniform was all black, and I was wearing the usual TKD uniform with my belt. My parents don't mind, and neither do the other customers and workers. Me: oh, ma'am, I'm not messing around. I'd just like to know whether you need anything. EM: yes. Stop disturbing me and my son. A teenager like you messing in here, how disrespectful. Thinking I'm one of your friends and playing jokes on me. Me: I'm not messing around, I'd just like to know whether you need anything. KZ notices me. KZ: ma'am, she doesn't have the required uniform since she just got off her lesson, and she is volunteering to help here. KZ walks away. Eek, who looks 6? How strong are you? Me, because I just got off my lesson and I didn't bring any black clothes. Eek, what belt do you have? Me, oh, I have a 2nd degree black belt, and I'm ready to get a 3rd degree in May. Eek, how strong are you as a 2nd degree? Me, oh, I can do things most people can't and has been trained to have fast instincts. I can also kick and punch really hard. Now, I think I said it in a boastful way, cause EM just blew up after I finished. EM, livid, so you think you can beat us up? How dare you threaten us? Me, I'm sorry you thought I said it in a boastful way, but I never meant to. Teenagers these days. Such liars. Me, ma'am, I am not lying, and I'm sorry if you think I am. Eek, mommy, I want her black belt, group of exclamation marks. EM, and as a sorry to your rudeness, I'll be taking your belt. Me, sorry, no, I trained for 3 years to come this far. Each year costs $3,100, and 3,100 x 3 equals $9,300. Yes, I'm good at math, and my parents work really hard to get that money, so no. Also, you can't get a replacement belt, but why don't you take your son there so he can start training? Points at the place, or I can get you a free drink, dessert, or salad if you want. EM, I don't care about how your parents worked so hard to get that money, or how you trained 3 years, or you don't get a replacement belt. Just give my perfect little angel your belt. You can just train for another 3 years. I was shocked at this woman now. Apparently, she doesn't care about anyone else other than her perfect little angel and herself. Also, she started raising her voice so people are starting to notice. And I can't believe that she literally ignored the part about free food. Who can reject free food? Meh, just a little interesting fact. Me, raising my voice a bit too. Well, you don't have the right to force me into giving your son the belt. Eek, wah, mommy, I want it. EM literally tries to slap me, but as I said, I've got fast instincts, so I block her. This lady tried to assault me. M comes over. M, in Chinese, since we are Chinese, insert name here, what did you do? I briefly explained about what happened in Chinese. M, in English, sorry ma'am, but my daughter said you tried to slap her, so she grabbed your hand as self-defense. She never assaulted you. My daughter cannot give you her black belt, as she is training really hard each year for a price. I want to talk to the manager. M, I am the manager. EM suddenly turns pale white like snow. I want to talk to the boss. M, well, my husband's the boss, so let's see whether he believes his daughter and wife less or more than a customer. EM turns red as a tomato suddenly and storms out without paying. Note that she already had ordered a lobster, so we had to contact the cops about her. When we got there, she literally tried to kick me, but I blocked her along with a punch. The police saw and didn't say anything, since it, again, was self-defense. They checked the cameras and found what she said. I'm not in trouble, so it's a troublesome and happy day. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more daily Reddit content.